Welcome. Welcome. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Elias,
Good
Rabbi
evening, everyone.
Elias.
Hi.
My name is Elias,
Good
Rabbi
evening,
Elias.
Good evening, everyone.
Let me just see what's going on with this echo.
My name is
Elias, Rabbi Elias. Just see what's going on with this echo.
My name is Elias, Rabbi Elias. Good evening, everyone.
Let me just see what's going on with this echo. My name is Elias, Rabbi Elias. Just see what's going on with this echo.
Do you by chance have YouTube up or Facebook? Okay, if you turn the sound down on all of those except for this one, it should take care of that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Did that work? Hey! Thank you, Susan. You saved me. As you can tell, this is my first time leading the Maariv service here at Shalom. So I really appreciate that. My name is Rabbi Elias Wang, and it's really an honor for me to be here. Rabbi Nancy trained me last week, and it's a privilege. I've recognized many faces. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Reba. Hi, Marvin. And I just met Susan. Hi. Welcome. Let's start by sharing my screen. Just 1 second. Okay. And okay, can we all see that? Yes? Oh, wonderful. Welcome to Wednesday evening Maariv service at Shalom. Let's start with Hine Matov. Hine Matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shever achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shever achim gam yachad. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters and everyone to dwell together in unity. And as Rav Nachman of Breslov said, let the good in me connect in the good with others until all the good is transformed through the compelling, through all the world is transformed through the compelling power of love. And now we have our Baruch Hu, which we will start. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, whose world creates the mysterious time of dusk, filling the world with possibilities. In wisdom, you open heaven's gate, and with understanding, you change times and vary the seasons, and arrange the stars in the heavens according to your will. Creator of day and night and the trembling in between times, who spreads out light before darkness and darkness before light, who creates day and bring forth night, who separates day from night, who arrays the whole earth with glory. Holy is your name. Blessed are you for the creations that happen every day. Baruch atah Adonai ham ma'ariv arevim. And now we go to Ahavat Olam. This is about everlasting joy, the everlasting love that created us, that put us here on this planet so that we could dwell together and create whatever we can. That's what this is about. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeteta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochenu uvkumenu nasiach bechucha v'nesimach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'alam va'ed ki hem chayinu v'vorech yameinu uvehem nagei yamam v'layla ve'ahavatecha Al tasir mamenu le'olamim. Your love has embraced us always, in the wilderness and the promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day, your Torah sustains us, relieving and reviving our spirits, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, and granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day, in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. Please, read along with me responsively on the right. In the stories of our past, you are revealed. In the laws you gave at Mount Sinai, you are revealed. In the questions that we ask and the answers we might find, you are revealed. In the light that burns off fog and in the darkness that swallows our grief, you are revealed. In my questing, doubts, and fear,
and in Jareb dreams come true.
In all the blessings that surround us, those seen and unseen, you are revealed. Blessed are you for opening our senses to all your revelations. Ellen, would you like to read the next paragraph?
Sure. You live in the glow of the heart. You live in the pain and joy of life. You live when we choose life and blessing. You live in the still small voice of conscience. You live in our unending search for truth. You live in our breath when we unite and call you one. Baruch atah Adonai ohelev amo Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Amen.
Amen.
Now we say the Shema, and this is the part of the service that we have prepared for. We have left the beginning, the day, we have entered the dusk, and we are not asking, we are listening. Would anyone like to lead us in the Shema tonight?
I will.
Ellen? Sure, go ahead.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed.
Beautiful. We move on to the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzatecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'vleftecha b'derech ופשופתך ובקומך, וכשרתם לאות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And with these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and upon your gates. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth. Everyone together. Adonai Elohechem Emet. The Lord is unity. The Lord is one. And that's why, as Jews, we have a very easy time adapting in lots of different people's cultures, because wherever there's an authentic worship of the divine source of unity and love in us all, that's our God. And we can find our way, and we have for thousands of years. I would like to take a moment to say hello to Barbara Kirsch and Sharon on the Zoomregation on Facebook and also on YouTube. Say hi to my sister Lily. Hey, Lily. Now is when we celebrate. We say, how wonderful is it that we know the difference between right and wrong, between joy and sorrow, between superficial and deep. That's what our love for all creation gives us, and that's what Mi Chamocha celebrates. Mi Chamocha Bailim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Neder Bakodesh, Nora Tehilot Osefele, Nora Tehilot Osefele. Who is like you, O God? Among the gods that are worshipped, who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from the hand of a stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Altogether, Baruch Atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Uvrosh aleinu sukat shlomecha, ushmor tetzenu uvonenu. Baruch ata Adonai hapores sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael ve'el Yerushalayim. Let us lie down in peace, Adonai, and we will arise with strength and clear vision. Marvin, would you like to read the next line? I think you're still muted, Marvin.
Marvin, you're muted.
I'm on mute.
There you
Am I okay now? Yeah. Let me see. Where are we?
Take it from shelter us under your wings.
Shelter us under your wings. Guide us with your wisdom. And for the sake of your world, help us work for peace through justice. And hatred and plague and war and famine and sorrow will disappear from the earth. Blessed are you, our comfort and shield. Sukkot, Shalom, shelter of peace spreads over us, all Israel, over Jerusalem, and the earth made whole. In general, you could make this a little bit larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that note. I will do that next time. And thank you for reading that, Marvin. And here we have the Chatzi Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikada shemei rabba b'alma divrach yoteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalar shemei dekutcha brichu le'elal min kol birchata v'sherata Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru, Amen. We have come, ladies and gentlemen, to the Amidah, the standing prayer. This is where, if you choose to stand physically or in spirit or both, the point here is to elevate ourselves beyond the ups and downs of our normal life. We have given ourselves that blessing just now, so we are ready to pray the Amidah. Before we do, I love this translation. Let the strength of this community and the strength of our ancestors give us the strength to search for our path back to the Blessed One. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. O Holy One, open up our lips so that our mouths may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevi Gelola Livnei v'Nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Oseh u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Atah, Rav Lechoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berchamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofe Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiya Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata Lechayot HaKol Baruch Ata Adonai Mechaye HaKol. Does anyone want to volunteer to read the translation for us? Yeah, Ellen, were you interested?
That your strength is forever, that part?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Your strength is forever, Adonai. You give life to all things. You, the great Savior. Winter, you cause the wind to shift and the rain to fall. Summer, you rain dew upon us. You sustain life with kindness, and with great compassion you give life to all. You lift up the fallen. You heal the sick. You free the captives. You keep trust with those who sleep in the dirt. Who is like you, source of might? And who looks like you, the one who causes death and life and salvation to root? Who is like you, source of mercy? In compassion, you sustain the life of your children, and faithful are you who brings life to everything. Blessed are you who brings life to everything.
So well said and well read. Thank you, Ellen. Now we have a silent prayer of meditation. And this is the time when, if you have anything weighing on your heart that you would like to find some clarity about, some truth, some resilience, this is when you talk to God individually. You can use the words on the screen or in your own mind. Before we move on to Shalom Rav, I have a little bit of a devar to share with all of you. Let me see if I can pull that up without messing up the screen here. This week, we celebrate Pesach, and we read about probably the most famous Jewish hero in history, the man who saved the Jews from slavery. And yet, he didn't want to believe that that's who he was. He resisted as hard as he could, even though God was speaking directly to him. Even though he knew in his heart what he was capable of, the truth is that Moses spent most of his life being the world's most famous Jewish excuse maker. The truth is that Moses had abundant reasons to believe self-limiting beliefs about himself. He could have thought, wow, I'm one of the few infants spared from murder because my mother floats me in a basket on the Nile River. And of all people to find me and save me from being eaten by the crocodiles, I get found and adopted by the princess of Egypt. I grew up to become the second in command, only to Pharaoh himself. And I throw it all away because one day I lost my temper and killed an Egyptian police officer. And now I have no choice but to live out my days as a shepherd with a lisp. And then to top it all off, while Moses is hiding in the desert, he's not just haphazardly wasting time like somebody who doesn't know what to do. God speaks directly to him several times. He knew because God told him that his people needed him to be the man he was meant to be, that nobody is going to come be the person that only he could be. So what was Moses afraid of? Why couldn't Moses mobilize the first time he had to? Why couldn't he see himself the way we see him, as who he was about to become, the prophet Moses, the war hero Moses, the role model Moses? Let me ask you this question. If I were to tell you that over the coming year, you are going to start to believe in yourself, you're going to go after your biggest dream you can imagine, you're going to overcome every challenge that comes your way, even when you think there's no way out, and you failed for the last time, you will find a way, and in doing so, in pursuing your divine purpose, you will motivate everyone around you to liberate themselves from their self-limiting beliefs holding them down, and ultimately, via a chain reaction larger and more profound than you could ever have imagined, people may be talking about you thousands of years from now, the way we're talking about Moses today. Let me share with you something about myself. I grew up as a theater kid doing local shows in community theater. And as a child actor, I developed a lot of confidence being on stage, and I especially loved performing Shakespeare. And when I was 14, I played the title role of Macbeth in front of my whole school, and not for a second was I nervous. Not for a second. I felt energized and in flow, definitely capable of making my dreams come true. I played Macbeth in middle school, but the courage I had to get on that stage and deliver that kind of performance, that's very hard for the adult me to come by as I sit here 20 years later. In my teens, I developed an anxiety disorder that would give me panic attacks, and for years, I would live in fear of those attacks. But now, even though I've learned how to overcome them and I'm very successful at it, sometimes I still fear failure to the extent that my palms get sweaty right before giving a sermon, like they are right now. That's what I'm facing showing up here tonight on Zoom. And that's a hell of a lot less scary than being an outlaw with a lisp demanding that the Pharaoh give up his slaves. And yet, the fact that we are here today indicates quite clearly that Moses succeeded in ways he could never have imagined. So what's the trick? How do we go from being paralyzed to moving towards our destiny? Being present requires courage. The reality is every moment requires courage if you are really present. Everything else stems from that. God was speaking to Moses to get him in touch with his courage. And that's what I'm trying to do for myself right now. Getting in touch with my own courage to speak from my heart in front of people who may not receive me the way I intend. Moses was afraid of talking to the Pharaoh for the same reason. I was afraid to come here tonight while I was so afraid to apply to rabbinical school in the first place. And I didn't come out as gay until my 20s, and why so many of us are afraid to become the person we know we're meant to be. God's answer to us in those moments: you don't become who you're meant to be in the future. You are already that person right now.
That was beautiful, Rabbi.
Thank you, Ellen. I have one more blessing for you, and then we go back to the service. My prayer for all of us as we enter Pesach is that we practice letting go of our false beliefs, of our self-limitations, so that we may give each other the gift of our presence, of our courage, and in doing so, write ourselves into the history we were meant to make. Am Yisrael, Chai. We move on to, let me get my slides back up. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Tasi leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lekol hashalom, vetov benecha levarech et hamcha Yisrael, bekol et uvekol sha'a bishlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai hamavorach et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Now we have the full Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba bi'alma divrach yirutei v'mlich malchutei b'cha heyechon uv'yomechon uv'chai dechol beit Yisrael Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, vimeru, amen. Yeheshme rabba mevora, le'alam ulal me'omaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, vishtabach, vitbar, vitroman, vitnase, vithadar, vitale, vitalal, shemeda kudsha, Brichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'imeru amen. Yeheshme rabba mevor Yeheshme min shemaya v'chaim aleinu al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ose shalom b'momav Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Wonderful. I felt the spirit in the room in that one. We continue with the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotze breshit, shelo asanu kigriei haratzot, velo hosamanu kech b'shachot hamona, anachnu korim umishtachabim umodim. Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Such is the prophetic assurance. Adonai shall be acknowledged, ruler of all the earth. On the day Adonai shall be one, and God's name one. And now we sing a prayer of healing for anyone who might need it. And I invite everyone here, I'll go one by one in the Zoom, and then I'll go on the chat to say the names of anyone they might think of that needs some healing. Ellen, would you like to start?
Sure. Timothy Paul Taylor, Melanie Kutnick, Diane Fishman, Janice Tandler, and Jan Kravitz.
Marvin, do you have any names?
Dawn, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Dawn Alnett, Dawn Alnett, and Edward Johnson,
Thank you.
and myself.
I'll say on behalf of you, Marvin. Susan, do you have any names?
Yes, Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Jimmy, Jean, and Robin.
Thank you, Susan. Reba, do you have any names? Okay. Ziona, do you have any names?
Pearlbot Ethel and Chavabat Elsa and Sionabat Chava.
Thank you. On the Zoom, on the Facebook chat, we have Georgette and Fred Nancy, Rika Meyerowitz, Stephen, Jim, Steve, Beverly, Shirley, Jeff, and Elisa Decker, Mike, all who need healing, Rabbi Galit, and Marvin Gruber. On behalf of the sick, we are grateful, O God, for the gift of life and for the healing powers you have implanted within your creatures. Sustain our loved ones through these days of illness with the courage and fortitude they need to endure weakness and pain. Help us to find ways to show our love for them so that we may be an influence for good in their time of need. And may all who suffer illness of body or mind know that you are with them, giving them strength of spirit as they struggle to recover. May their afflictions soon be ended, and may they return in health to family and friends. And we all say together, Baruch
Baruch atah
Adonai Rofei HaCholim.
Holim.
Blessed are you,
Adonai,
Adonai,
who
who
heals
heals
the
the sick.
sick.
Mi shebeira ahotenu May the source of strength who bless
the ones before us.
help us find the courage
to make our
lives a blessing and let us
way.
Amen. Let me just make sure I got all of the names. I didn't miss any over here. There's also Diana Gatto. And oh, hello, Rabbi Raymond. We are going to continue now with our Mourner's Kaddish. This is when we remember our loved ones who have transitioned to the world beyond, to eternal rest. And through these dearest of souls, though these dearest of souls may no longer be with us physically, their journeys have been ever imprinted on our hearts and on our minds. Even with the passage of time, the memory of them we cherish and hold precious. If you are in mourning or observing a yahrzeit, please recall those who you hold cherished and dearest in memory as we say together the Mourner's Kaddish. Again, I will ask for names. Ellen, do you have any names that you...
Yes, Betty Forsheimer, Alan Brown, Fred Johnson, Helene Goldenberg.
You remember them. Marvin, do you have anyone you're remembering?
Yes, my mother, Adelaide Gruber, Adelaide Basana, a couple of others, Francis Johnson, and my periodontist, Marianne Lester.
We remember them. Susan Bowers, do you have anyone you're remembering today?
No, thank you.
Reba? Reba, do you have any names of anyone you're remembering today? You're good? Okay. Ziona?
Shiloh Ben Ziona.
Ziona, we remember. Continue with the Mourner's Kaddish. Let me make sure I got all the names over here before I do that. I don't want to miss anybody's loved ones. Okay, I got all the names. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah. V'alman divrach hiruteh v'amlich malchuteh v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim tovim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'momav Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. As we come to the end of our service, I wanted to end with this quote. All souls are with you, O Sovereign. Teach us to live wisely and unselfishly, courageously and fruitfully, in truth and understanding, in love and peace, so that our remembrance of them will be more than just mere moments of regret, but rather a catalyst for inspired living. May the names of those whose memories we cherish be for us a blessing, and may we be worthy so that those who come after may be likewise remember us for good, as we remember those who were made to us a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Everyone, Erev Tov. Thank you for joining us tonight at this Maariv service. Is there any particular blessing or wish that someone would like to share with the group before we leave?
Yeah, I would like to share something. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Rabbi, for coming tonight. I thought your service was beautiful, and I enjoyed being with you. And we have a lot in common, believe it or not. I'm also an actor, an acting coach, a voice coach, and I'm gay.
Hey!
So we have everything so much in common. Oh, I forgot, and we're Jewish.
Oh, demographically identical. Thank you, Ellen. Well, I really appreciate that. I focused a lot this week on what does Maariv really mean? And how do I want to carry on the legacy that the rabbis here at Sim Shalom have created, which is a community of warmth and of peace and of respect for tradition, but room for everybody. And I really wanted to convey that feeling so that nobody would feel left out, so that everyone would have a chance to participate and remember those who they want to remember in sickness and in health, and those who have passed on. And that's really what the end of the day is always about. We are given this blessing of a day to celebrate this life, to move as far as we can towards the goals, towards love, but eventually darkness will come. And that's why we need this service, to remind us that the physical darkness is not the only darkness we need to remember Hashem when we're in the midst of. Darkness can come in the form of Mitzrayim, darkness can be addiction, darkness can be war or hate, tribalism, grudges. The darkness that Maariv allows us to sink into is not one of permanence, but one of temporary transition, just like everything God created. And I feel very blessed to be here with you all tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you want to say something, Susan? I cut you off.
I was just saying thank you for being here. That was really great.
Thank you,
I'm
everybody.
kind of a amateur actress. You know, in junior high, I played Amy and Amy. Now title went completely out. Uncle
Vanya.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Sound. I played Amy. Charlie Sound. I played Amy.
That's fun. A little more upbeat than Macbeth.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, I see that people are leaving now on Facebook. The service is over. And I wanted to say thank you again to everyone. Erev Tov, be blessed, be peaceful. May the words of Hashem that we have spoken tonight sink into all of our souls, such that we may be better servants of the Lord tomorrow and all the days to come. Bruchim Habayim and Erev Tov. Good night, everybody.